Hi, I'm Rebecca Brightly with Parkour Visions, and today I'm going to show you a complete beginner parkour training session that you can do using only the flat ground. Quick word about surfaces. I'm using grass today because it's soft and it's beautiful and it's a nice day, but you can also use your carpeting at home, or if you have hard ground and that's all you have available to train on, that's also fine too. You'll just need to be a little bit more careful when we get to break falls and rolls. Alright, so we'll start by warming up our wrists. We're about to do a lot of quadrupedal movement, which means using both our feet and our hands at the same time. Quadrupedal movement is the foundation of parkour. Practicing it makes it safer to train, and it makes you stronger and more creative. I'm just doing a little bit of basic wrist mobilization here. Next, we'll transition to putting some actual weight over our hands and exploring movement here with our fingers pointed forward. Switch and point your fingers to the outside and do the same thing again. Again, just exploring movement and putting some weight on my wrists to get them used to being in this position. Fingers pointed backwards and repeating the same thing. All done, go ahead and shake it out. Let's do some lower body warm-up. Here I'm just exploring some movement in a pretty deep squat. I want to get my body ready to be in this deep knee position. This is a deep side lunge, and I'm exploring back and forth without using my hands, but if that's a little bit too much pressure on your legs and knees, you can actually go ahead and use your hands to move back and forth. Here's a basic warm-up exercise similar to the step fold. Start in a seated position and bring my leg through, and vice versa. Next, we'll transition into actual QM. This is forward QM, and you'll notice that I'm keeping my hips really steady and I'm alternating my hands and feet instead of moving them on the same side at the same time. You can also do quadrupedal movements sideways. My hands come apart as my feet go together. Here's side monkey, perennial favorite of everyone who does parkour. And the crab walk. Now we try to do everything on both sides in both directions, so we'll also do the crab walk backwards. Here's a slow version of what's called a gallop. It's basically a diagonal side monkey. Here's a ground Kong progression. I'm putting my hands down and slowly bringing my feet closer to my hands until I can get them to my hands with a hop. And this move is great for getting under very low obstacles. It's called a forearm crawl. These are just simple cartwheel progressions. It's like a side monkey, only you gradually bring your feet and legs higher and higher over your spine. Next up is parkour rolls. If you need help with your rolls, I'll link you to a roll tutorial. Here I'm just demonstrating forward and sideways rolls. You can also do backwards rolls. This is a break fall. We do a lot of falling in parkour. And you can do them in different ways, with your arms coming down or not. Also practice a sideways break fall, especially if you have grass available. All right, now we're ready to warm up for plyometrics. I like to start with just jogging in place and gradually transitioning that into high knees. Hopping on one foot, side to side, and forward and backward. Don't forget your other foot. Side to side, and forward and backward. Now we'll take those high knees forward. We do a lot of knee driving in parkour, so we want to be quick and reactive with our steps and movements. These are skips, just starting out gently, skipping for height, and skipping for distance. These are very relevant movements in parkour. These are just bounds or strides. Lateral movement is sort of under-practiced in parkour, so make sure to throw in some lateral bounds. These are tuck jumps. Tuck jumps are related to all kinds of jumps we do in parkour. Getting those knees up really high. This is basically just a forward-moving tuck jump or precision jump. You can use a mark on the ground and try jumping to that mark. We frequently do multiple jumps in a row, so practice your consecutive plyos. All right, that water bottle, that's my mark. I'm going to practice a running jump to it. Start with one step and land on 2 feet. 2 steps, land on 2 feet. And then we'll do 3 steps and land on 2 feet. The ground is really safe, so you can make these jumps as big as you want. Here I'm jumping from 2 feet, striding off of 1 foot, and landing on 2 feet on my mark. Make sure you practice striding off both feet. Last but not least, we need to finish up with a little bit of conditioning and strength training. Air squats are a great place to start with that. If you're having trouble engaging your gluteal muscles, doing something like the tabletop position and holding it for 5 seconds and really focusing on squeezing your glutes is a great way to activate your glutes. Alternatively, just a simple glute bridge can have the same activation, but you have to really focus on your glutes, not on extending your back as much as possible. You're just focusing on squeezing your glutes and holding. Next, we'll work on our push-up progressions. We have plank, forearm plank, getting up and down on your forearms is great for stabilization and to get to your push-up. Negative push-ups with the arms at a comfortable distance, and then you get back up any way you want and lower down as slow as you possibly can until you get to the ground. Eventually you can progress to doing regular push-ups with your arm at a comfortable distance, and finally parkour push-ups with your elbows tucked close to your body. Here are some hollow hold progressions. Gradually extending my feet out and really crunching my abdominals, and finally lifting my arms over my head. The inverse of the hollow hold is the arch hold or Superman, which engages your back and your shoulders and your glutes and your hamstrings. These are called pike push-ups, which work on your overhead pushing strength, which is great for any time you need to go overhead, such as in a basic parkour roll. I like to finish up just for fun with some simple balancing poses like the crow. And if you fall on your face here, it's grass, you'll be all right. The headstand is a bit easier than a handstand, but it can help you progress to a handstand by teaching you the feeling of having all your body parts stacked up and inverted. And again, the grass is pretty safe to fall on. I just hope I don't fall on my water bottle. Okay, well the sun has gone down and it's time to end our workout. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe to the Parkour Visions YouTube channel. If you want more great content, classes that you can sign up for, live classes, you can visit pkvmoves.org. And again, I'm Rebecca Brightly. You can find me on Instagram at Rebecca Brightly. You're gonna want to subscribe to our